All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go through how to convert between grams of a substance into particles of a substance, or atoms, or molecules, or whatever you're working with. So the question we have here is how many atoms are in 4,500 grams of titanium? Okay, we need to know what we're looking for. So it says how many atoms. Okay, so how many atoms is what we're trying to figure out. So we're trying to go from grams to atoms. Okay, our given is 4,500 grams of titanium. So when we're starting off our dimensional analysis, that's the first thing we're going to write down. Okay, so we start off writing down our known, which is 4,500 grams of titanium. Okay, then we can draw our railroad tracks there for our dimensional analysis. Keep track of what element we're in. So we're talking about grams of titanium, so we want to make sure we put Ti there because we're talking about titanium. Okay. The next step is we need to go from grams into moles, okay? We can't just go from grams straight to atoms because then our units wouldn't cancel out, they wouldn't line up, and we'd be left with something that doesn't mean anything. So we need to go from grams into moles first and then into particles. So to do that, we go from grams, we need the molar mass of titanium, okay? Molar mass we get from the periodic table. Molar mass just tells us how many grams of some substance there are in 1 mole of that substance, okay? So on the top here, in this case, we're going to put 1 mole of titanium. And on the bottom, we're going to put the decimal number that comes from the periodic table, okay? We look at titanium, we find titanium. Titanium is number 22 on the periodic table. It says Ti underneath it, and then we find that decimal number, and it's 47.8. 47.8, okay, and that's grams per mole. So this is what it would pretty much look like on the periodic table, and its element symbol would be element number 22, titanium, 47.8 grams per mole. We're looking for the decimal number, okay? That's our molar mass. So we have 1 mole of titanium. How many grams are in 1 mole of titanium? 47.8 grams of titanium. You can round this number. You could round it up to 47.9 or even to 48. Again, we're not trying to put people on the moon, so we can round a little bit to make math a little bit easier for ourselves. Now, before we move on, we want to make sure that our units are canceling out appropriately. If our units aren't canceling out, and by units I mean like our grams or our moles, if our units aren't canceling out, then something is wrong. We didn't set something up correctly, okay? We should be in moles, so we can check here, grams titanium, grams titanium. Grams titanium cancel out because divided when anything you divide by itself is just 1, so those cancel out to 1. They don't affect our equation anymore. Now the only unit we have is moles. Awesome, we're in moles of titanium. Now we use Avogadro's number to go from moles to atoms. Okay, so we have moles of titanium here. We're going to have to put moles of titanium here. Okay, and then up here we're going to put Avogadro's number, which is that 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd atoms of titanium, okay? Lock that number down in your brains. It's not going away. We're going to be using that number until probably April, okay? So now we can check our units again before we do any math. Moles of titanium, moles of titanium. Excellent. We were looking for how many atoms of titanium. The only unit we have left that has not been canceled is atoms of titanium. Cool. Now we know before we even do any math that our answer should be correct as long as we plug everything into the calculator appropriately. First thing you do is multiply across the top, okay? We're going to multiply across the top first. So we're going to multiply 4,500 times 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, which that's what it should look like in the calculator. 4,500, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd, or E, second comma, will give you that. And we end up with 2.71 times 10 to the 27th over 47.8. Okay, and then you don't have to rewrite that whole number out. All you have to do is hit divide 47.8, and it will just drop down answer. So it'll use the previous answer as your next term, answer divided by 47.8, and that gives us 5.67 times 10 to the 25th atoms of titanium. Okay, so in 4,500 grams of titanium, there is 5.67 times 10 to the 25th atoms of titanium. Okay? Start with your given, multiply by your molar mass, multiply by Avogadro's number. Okay? That's how we go from grams to atoms of a substance.